Good evening, all. Ira Epstein with your Spider ETF wrap-up. This wrap-up is for the evening of Tuesday, the 27th of September, 2022. First off, let's wish everybody in Florida and neighboring states from this Hurricane Ian that's coming luck. There's no other word. This is going to be a Hurricane 3 or 4 from everything I'm seeing, with rain amounts that are going to be devastating. I don't know if we've ever seen anything for the rain amounts they're projecting. In some areas, 25, 30 inches of rain. You have any idea how much rain that is in a 24-hour or a 48-hour period? Because they say this storm is slowing down. Now, you never know till it hits and it does what it's going to do. But if they say it's going to move at 5 miles an hour and it's going to bring in that kind of surge and rain, Florida land won't be able to handle it, okay? The devastation is going to be amazing. And, you know, they're already predicting $45 billion worth of damage. That's what the predictions are. We don't know where it's going. So this is a major, major hit. Neither Tampa Bay nor Sarasota are well equipped for that kind of rain, so be aware of that. The other event we have to keep our eye on, and there's many of them. What are interest rates doing? The 10-year note up to 3.95% today. So this is a market that a week ago I thought between 3.5, 3.75 it was going to sit there. It advanced sharper. And you see that on the charts. It's just a chart that keeps falling out of bed. And that's what the market is doing. We're in a meltdown in interest rates, the same in the UK, the same in other banks. The European Union, they have no chance. Lagarde's got to go big, 75 or 100 basis points. It's bank after bank after bank. Is inflation stopping? Well, you know, I had the pleasure of watching Kathy Wood today on CNBC, and she's very much of the opinion we're going to be in deflationary environment right away. She thinks the Fed has it all wrong and the markets are all wrong and we will deflate, deflate, deflate. I'm not in her school of thought because I see the job market being too good. And as long as the job market is good, real good, you've got a problem. Now, there are projections that you'll be up next year, 2023, at 4.8% unemployment, which is basically a point and a tenth higher than we're at now, and about 5% for 2024. Okay, but that's still not enough to create a recessionary type thinking where you don't have a strong consumer. And a strong consumer in a recession, they don't go together. Something's not right there because they can still buy. And you might think I'm crazy. What am I saying? Okay, why did we see a 28% increase in home sales in August? I fell over when I saw that number. I saw the other numbers, the Richmond Fed. I saw durable goods. These numbers are not numbers that are falling apart. They're numbers that are being well supported. I didn't say they're going up. I don't understand the home sales with this increase in mortgages, but that is what you are facing. We are in such a different place than our friends in Europe or other countries due to the strong labor market. And the U.S. is so insulated from this energy nightmare. It's crazy, all right? We are looking at increases, but nothing on that scale. Talking about energy, and then I'll get going for you. Russia has now requested of OPEC Plus a reduction in oil quotas for the group of 1 million barrels a day to stabilize prices. Well, of course they want that because they need the money for their war effort. Speaking of that, you know that at any point here, the vote will end. Russia will claim that the vote was lopsided. These 4 regions want to become part of Mother Russia. The Dumas will come out and say, yes, we vote for this to happen. Russia will then put its rubber stamp and claim this is Mother Russia. They'll put up their nuclear finger, and I want you to listen to me. The world has to challenge that finger. If you let anybody in the world say, I have the nuclear weapon, you're not going to do this, at what point does it end? You might as well make the line in the sand right here. I know you don't want to hear that. It's fearful for all our lives. I don't want Russia in my backyard. Why wouldn't they just say, I'm going to attack you, America, and I'll come there? It's the same thing. There has to be a point. We're better off with the point there as Americans, and NATO's better off with it right there. You can't stop it. What's to stop this man from doing that? So that is his wild card. Could he be beat on the ground? Well, the Ukrainians have proven that they're very good. Amazed. I have no other word to say about this army that I'm amazed. I thought this war would end in a month. And boy, was I wrong, and look at how they can beat them back. You give them the training, you give them the equipment, and you give them a reason to fight for their homeland, and they can do that. I applaud them. It reminds me of the American movie. Remember Red Dawn, when the paratroopers landed in America? Remember that movie? It was quite interesting. Well, sort of the same thing that happened to the Ukrainians. Now, let's get to the markets. Okay. So as I look at the markets, I want you to remember that I have up right now my special report on stock indices, where I review in detail. It's a video report. I review and show you the major stock indices, what they're doing, the momentum with them. I bring you into the seasonal charts from right now, September 24th is when I recorded it, right through January, to show you the gains that I'm looking to happen. So far, it's working the way that I thought it would happen. Now, you'll say, well, Ira, the market's coming down. Yeah, but you're getting these rallies, like big ones like you had today, and they're offering, believe it or not, selling opportunities. I won't say any more. If you want that, go there. If you want to learn about the Bollinger Bands when you're there, see the word education? Give it a click. If you don't get my twice daily written updates and you've never had a trial to it, just go right here to the free offers, give it a click, and you'll see everything we have. Take advantage of it there. Pretty simple. So let's take a look at what we've got here and take it from there. All right. So I was talking about Planet Fitness. I wake up this morning, this is too funny, and I'm watching Fox News in Chicago. It's WFLD. What are they talking about? People are snipping, they're streaming this, they're that, they're going back to the gyms. I started laughing. Whoever, the brokerage firm that was talking about it, that was their prediction. Interesting. But there's nothing here that's bullish. You're still on the chart, lower highs, lower lows. You have a lot of room to rally if you wanted, but you still have to get through 64.79 in order to even be scaring the chart, the bears in the market. What the market did move is it moved it at a couple of days under the Bollinger Band, moved to the right-hand side, and you still have the embedded reading. Where this market would get my attention is if the red line closed over 21. Barring that, I think the pros are waiting to sell and are selling these rallies, looking to see if it can go down to 54.75. So that's how I'm reading the chart. I like to bring up sometimes an oddball chart, and that's one for me. Netflix, still bearish, lower highs, lower low. If the market wants to accelerate, it's got to do it now, and I mean now. 215.60 is the target. If it gets over 232.70, it negates this whole pattern, and then you're just caught in the Bollinger Bands. They're narrow anyways, but that just keeps them there for a while. Apple. If I'm a bull in Apple, and I'm not, if I'm a bull in Apple, I got to be saying to myself, what's going on? Why isn't this market going? I just released my new products. And now I'm reading the analyst reports, as probably you are in Market Watch and Alpha, Seeking Alpha, and a number of the different areas that I read. I read so much, I can't even give you all the lists. Maybe one day I'll sell all the things I read and give people the lists. But they're turning more bearish. They're saying, okay, this isn't working. You can't keep giving us the same product with a better phone and a better battery, and that's not going to do the job. I'm giving you the gist. So I'm seeing more analysts being skeptical of it. In Disney, still falling apart. Now, the Disney family happened to be driving my car today. I had to run over to Home Depot in my break. I give myself an hour and a half a day of doing nothing in the market. So I ran over, and I'm listening, and the Disney family is talking about, what have I been telling you? A family can't afford Disneyland. These executives pay themselves a fortune. All the money's going in the wrong way. This is not what Walt Disney was all about. I'm listening to this, and I'm laughing because what have I been saying? It was for the kids and all. These are the richest kids in the world that can go there. It's just a fortune. And it was Interesting to hear it. Well, they're being punished pretty good as a stock anyways. They're embedded as well. So this isn't a fluke. This market's in trouble. And if you get the 18-day average under the 100, you have a lot more pain coming at that point, in my opinion. Then we get over to the financial select service sector. And what do we have here? We've got the equivalent right now on the close of 4 days in a row under the Bollinger Band. You rarely get to 5. Doesn't mean you can't. It's rare. I'm looking for the market to move to the right-hand side of it. Ideally, a rally. We'll see if that comes about. XLI, you had 3 days under, you moved to the right, but you have an embedded reading, which tells me on the rallies, what are the pros doing? In unison, they'll sell the heck out of the market until the red line closes back over 21. In XSD, you get down to the Bollinger Band. What do? I don't want to be short anymore. Let the next guy carry it. If you embed, terrific, but you're oversold. That's what I think the pros did. Then we get to the home builders. I look at Lennar and I look at Toll and I look at all these guys and, their stocks aren't really collapsing. I'm amazed as can be. But the index is, the ETF, and that's bearish. You're embedded. Still looks to me like it's going to go lower. Energy sector, bearish as can be still. So even with the talk of a 1 million barrel cut that Russia wants, what's the problem? When you're raising interest rates around the world to slow down world economies, you stop buying energy as much as you did. Now, there's a counter to it that's gradually happening. I'm hearing that President Xi of China is getting open to reviewing the zero tolerance policy. I wonder why he's doing that. October 16th, the party Congress. Am I stupid? Yeah. So he's got to go in and tell everybody that's going to vote for him what a great job he's done in breaking their economy. Maybe they can hit 2% growth or so this year. That's reality, okay? Then he's got to show to them how well they're doing with the property market, another wonderful event that they have going there. They need $500 billion to bail these out. I'm not making these numbers up. These are numbers I'm reading, okay, as to what's going on. But will they give him a third term? He's done a great job. He deserves it. We then move on, let's get to the next chart, to GLD. Well, 3.95% on a 10-year note, 4% on a 2-year. Under that, you're already into nice digits, and you want to own gold when you can make money like that short term, keeping up with core inflation. You own the gold. This is not the time. So you see the pressure. If gold's no good, well, where are the gold miners? Copper. Unless China does something, where are they going? Now, here's China's problem. They can make their changes and do everything. But if we're all hurt, where do you go? In addition, how many American companies are you reading? They're moving facilities, Vietnam, bringing it home, other places, Indonesia. I'm buying goods, suddenly they're not China. I see it. They're made in other countries. Okay. So China has effectively, with the pandemic, done a wonderful destruction job. And as I said, this is the man I want at the helm. He has proven how capable he is. We want him to get a third term. TLT, look at how you're coming down. You're accelerating to the downside, but unfortunately you're not embedded. So I'd be a little bit careful. At some point, these markets blow up to the downside. Does that make sense? Or implode might be the right word. To the downside, and if they're not embedded, they pop back on you. That's all I can say. Will we embed? I don't know. We've got both numbers under 20. If we come here on Tuesday, both were under 20. Both were under 20 yesterday, but not the day before. So tomorrow to me is very important. I need that third day, then I can tell you other things. In the dollar, too many days in a row over the upper Bollinger Band for me to be comfortable. You rarely go beyond 5. Let somebody else own it. I'll play the percentages, and you rarely are under more than 5. I'm waiting for the market to move to the right. So you put it together, you come up with the game plan, and that's what I try to give you every single morning. I come out telling you what I'm seeing in the market. We review 40 some odd charts. We're doing it via video. So it's simple. You're seeing what I'm seeing. I'm explaining what it is. And it's a game plan. Does that mean that you follow me? No. You don't have to, or you might. It's another set of ideas for you to make a decision with. I wonder what Ira thinks. That's the guy I want to be for you. So if that's of interest, you know where our website is, iraepstein.com. You know the reports, all the goodies we have. Consider it. I'm Ira. You have a good evening.